Are you scared to take that first step? Taking the first step to doing anything with your life can be really hard. And you probably envision yourself doing so much with your life, but sometimes you really just feel like you can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't bring yourself to be productive. You can't bring yourself to the gym. You can't stop yourself from binge eating. You can't stop watching porn. I struggle with that too, so don't even blame yourself. You can't even bring yourself to approach that girl. But whichever it may be, I think the question we need to start asking ourselves is, are we lazy? Are we scared? Are we incompetent? Or do we really just not want to? In the beginning of my self-improvement journey, I was kind of just able to get going and just get started. And to be quite honest, that's with anything in my life, and I think that's how it's going to be moving forward. And I think the reason that is because I don't spend too much time consuming in general, or consuming people who tell me what to do and when I need to do it. All I really do is look at my life and I figure out what I need to do and why I need to do it. That doesn't come from a place of arrogance. It's always good to seek perspective on different things you should apply in your life, but in reality, you need to come back to the drawing board and really see the foundations behind your reasonings, behind certain actions, or else you're not going to stay consistent with them, and there's not going to have any meaning. That's one thing I observed, and it might vary from person to person. But when I started my journey of all the good things like working out, eating clean, improving my social skills, stacking money, getting a job with my stepdad, stacking up my bread, and just living a better life in general, things were going so smoothly until I joined an MLM. I only did those things to apply myself to a business. And to be quite honest, a business is the only way that I'm going to get the results I want to get out of life. Just having a worthwhile endeavor, applying value to the world, and having my own source of income. But that's besides the point. Although while I was in the MLM, I did acquire a lot of knowledge and meet a lot of cool people. And the knowledge that I did acquire is actually going to aid my future success. There was one thing that hindered me the most, and that was having people tell me what to do. Sometimes it was like, just start, stop being lazy, all that kind of stuff. Obviously, these are really good things to be asking yourself, and these are really good things to be aware of. But when you're constantly having this type of mentality or these statements drilled into your mind, you're always going to have a backlog of negative thoughts and self-deprecation. You're going to be asking yourself, like, am I enough? Am I doing enough? Am I ever going to get to that level? Am I really lazy? And this does more damage than good, bro, because while you're on your road to success, do you really want to always have these negative thoughts and self-deprecation systems built up in your head from other people? Yes, it's inevitable. You're always going to have self-doubt, and you're always going to have negative emotions trying to weigh you down. You should learn how to fight them, but you should try to minimize them to the best that you can. Like, just get them as small as possible and avoid as many as you can, because the more time you spend around people who actually drill this concept into your brain, or the more people you consume that drill this concept into your brain, the more it's going to hold you back. And I realized that too. That's why there was not much progress for me in the MLM. Mindset wise, yes, there was a lot of acquired knowledge, but there wasn't necessarily a reason to apply that. And I couldn't stay consistent with a lot of things, because every single time there was these events that they would bring me to, I'd have to remotivate my brain with some new ideologies that didn't make sense, or it even contradicted the things that they said before. That's why I don't try to spend too much time consuming other people, bro, because it just holds you back. But even when you do get all these statements like just start or stop being lazy, it's cool, man, and it does more damage than good, bro, because you're gonna hear all these stories and they're gonna tell you a reason to do it, but low-key it's not gonna be enough reason for you to start, or it'll be enough reason for you to start, but it's not gonna be a good enough reason for you to stay consistent. You have to develop your own reasons why you can't take the first step. From MLM leaders to YouTubers to authors, you consume in hopes to gaining a reasoning to start, get motivated, or start putting your foot on the gas pedal. From what I said in my recent point, you now know that you need a reason. Everyone you consume will give you a reason to start, but in reality, they are giving you their reason for why they started doing whatever they're doing. And in most cases, that just simply may not be enough for you. You need to spend less time looking at other people's reasons, trying to merge them with yours, and more time looking at your life, trying to figure out yours. There's nothing wrong with trying to find relatability. That's probably why you watch some of my videos. I don't know. That's why no matter how much motivational Andrew Tate clips you watch, nothing is going to change. You're not taking enough time to evaluate your life and gather reasons to start doing something to progress to a worthwhile goal or to make a change in your life. For example, I just recently changed my morning affirmations that I write in my journal from I'm not where I want to be in my life right now, so what am I going to do to progress towards that change, to me and the people in my life right now are not where we want to be in our lives, so what am I going to do today to progress towards our change? No YouTuber told me that shit, bro. It came from me connecting with my family, seeing the fears, the pains, the struggles, and coming back to the drawing board and realizing that most of my goals are merely selfish. That's what I mean by analyzing your life and really figuring out what the fuck you need to do and why you need to do it. Because everybody knows what they need to do, but you just don't have a why. That was my problem for a long time too. I never had a why. Having that mindset with anything will cause you to run up the first step to whatever you want to accomplish, not look at that step with a dreadful and agonizing attitude. Here's why I believe in you. We've all done hard things in our lives, and we all stop things that aren't good for us, or even taking the first step towards something before. You may have failed or slipped up, and that could possibly be the reason why you hesitate to take on new challenges in your life now. And honestly, I think the real reasoning is because you're attaching it to the times you failed before in your life. And I think the real reasoning behind that is because you're attaching yourself to the times where you tried and failed. The first question I'll ask you is, what is wrong with failure? Nah. Pause the video right now and tell me what is wrong with failure. Nothing is. And I'm not going to get into the cliche of failure makes it stronger because, bro, we all know that by now. But I think the real problem is that you did not let your past failures make you stronger. You didn't let the past failures do what they were supposed to do. You let them do the opposite. And this used to be me as well, bro. All the times I tried to lose weight, I would always say things like, damn, it's not going to work out this time. It's only going to last a week. I'm probably only going to lose 2 pounds in a whole month. But until I actually changed and said, we made mistakes this past year, it's time to change the way we approach things. That's when I started to see change. You've taken the first step before and you can do that shit again and again and again and again. Because, bro, it's the first step. We ain't even on the second. It's the first step. It's going to be harder, of course, because you've seen the result of not having the desired outcome. But in my opinion, what's worse? Not having the desired outcome or knowing that you never even tried at all. Now, the reason I'm able to stay consistent with a lot of things in my life is because I just eliminated all those bullshit excuses. Like the bullshit excuses of not having time, the bullshit excuses of it's too hard or it's inconvenient or it's going to take away from this life, all that shit. And I still make the excuse that I don't have time, especially when it comes back to the family. Like I say, I don't have time for a lot of things, and even when it comes to family, and I need to work on that for sure. And see, we're not all perfect, bro. But I simply just weigh it out, bro. If I don't do this, what's going to happen? If I do this, what's going to happen? And to be honest, the results of doing are like maybe 50,996,000 times better. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like when I left the MLM, bro, I was juggling between a lot of things. I was juggling between YouTube, I was juggling between drop shipping and starting an agency. And I did start drop shipping and I did start the agency. Let me tell you, that shit flunked like a hoe. That shit ain't for me, my nigga. None of it. But I realized like, okay, YouTube is, I have a decent amount of knowledge. I love making videos. I love making content. I could just document my whole journey. And I stumbled upon YouTube, bro. But I ventured in all those. I took the first step in everything that I was thinking about taking the first step in. But now I know, right? Maybe I could have gone further and had results. Yes. At least I fucking tried, G. And who knows? That option can always be there down the road. Because I took the first step. I know what it feels like. It's not that scary anyways. So yeah, take the first step, G. It's one step. What's the worst that's gonna happen? You may slip on the step and bust your fucking chin on the second, maybe. But like, there's a medic right behind you. He'll patch you up and you can go and take another one. Yes, sir. Love you. Start off tomorrow strong, G. Peace.